the agenda. I know that we have two or three things. Number one, consent item number 7. We're going to table that, and that will be discussed at our next workshop. We're also adding a couple of items. We're adding 10A, the board to consider approval of Elks Club request to hold Flag Day ceremony on the courthouse steps on June the 14th, 2019 at 9 a.m. represented by Mark Wiggins, tax collector. And we're also going to add 11A, the board to consider approval of request to advertise for the sale of the old hospital on the GovDeals.com auction site as agendas by the county administrator. Are there any other additions for tonight's agenda? Okay, if not, is there a motion to approve the revised agenda?
I move. I second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Dent, second by Commissioner Page. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Consent items 4 through 9, with the exception of item number 7.
Motion to approve all consent items except number 7. Second.
Motion by Commissioner Page, second by Commissioner Moody. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Public request number 10. Scott Nixon, Public Affairs Manager, and Chet Thompson, Then Holloway Program Manager for Pacific Solar Cellulose Mill, to appear to provide updates on the Tin Holloway Water Quality Project.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for having us again tonight. We have committed to providing these updates quarterly to the County Commission and to the public about the Tin Holloway Water Quality Project. And before I get into that, I want to introduce two very special guests. Madam Chairman, if you would permit me. I know you've met one of them already, but we have a new mill human resource manager, and she started several weeks back. Her name is Lauren Hickman, and she comes to us from our Bruton Mill in Alabama. And I'd like to introduce her to you tonight. She is married, and they have one little girl together, and we're welcoming her to our holy family. And then the other introduction I want to make is our new Vice President and General Manager, Thomas Kiegleiter, comes to us from our Palatka Mill, and he also started several weeks ago. And I wanted to introduce Thomas to you tonight so you would know who he is, and he wants to be a part of this community, and this means a lot to me, and I know it will mean a lot to you. Thomas is committed to make Perry his home. So I wanted to introduce Thomas to you tonight.
Hey, Tommy, welcome.
I'd like to say welcome to both of y'all to Perry, and if you have any problems finding any committees or anything to do, just let me know. We can help you out with that.
So, moving on to the update, Tin Holloway Water Quality Project. First and foremost, I wanted to say, as we have always said when we have these meetings with you, we appreciate very much the coordination and the engagement that we have with the county board. And we really do appreciate Rwanda and her staff and how easy it is for us to work with them. We have been in lockstep and following their guidance, and we do appreciate it. You have a very well-run organization here at the county. I've been walking and driving to a lot of locations in neighborhoods near pipeline construction. And I also wanted to just make note that, I've always thought that this is a great county to live in, but the pleasure of getting out and talking to some of the local folks as we are working on this pipeline, that I get offered a glass of tea and a mess of fish wherever I go, and it's just really heartwarming to go out and feel the support of the community like we have been. And that's what we've been doing. We've been trying to communicate with the community, keep everybody engaged and provide information as much as we can. Our number one priority on this pipeline project has been safety. And we have worked with local authorities and provided information to make sure that residents know where construction is going on and what is happening at the time, whether it be down at Peterson's Landing or up near the Cary Stevens Road. And so far as of today, I can say that I know of no issue that we have, and everything continues to go as planned. So with the project going as planned, I'm going to ask Chet to come up and provide his update.
Thank you very much. I thought I would give you a quick aerial tour of the progress with some photos that we fly. Rotate it up, 360. There we go. Let's do that. All right. And just tell you that we've made significant progress since the last time we spoke. And we're about 25% done right now. We've actually got 20,000 linear feet of pipe in the ground. What you see, the photo here is the pump station site. Now the airplane is kind of right over Red Patrick Road, that's US 19 to the left there. So when you look at the project going on, it's really 4 main crews going on right now. There's a pump station crew, go to the next one. And photo, and if you'll kind of should recognize the Carlton Cemetery to the right there, and along Carlton Cemetery there's a pipeline crew that's been running to the north of the river. The airport's up in the upper right there, and so we've run almost all the way up to the roll-off site. We've leapfrogged the roll-off site, and we've gone and we've just finished the kind of loop there by the Cary Stevens Road. We've actually had the Cary Stevens Road detoured for a little bit of time, and we're about to reopen it here at the beginning of next week. And we're finishing a section right there. If you go to the next aerial, we've got this is out across from the State Correctional Institute parking lot. And so we've been out on the Hampton Springs Road, and we finished basically between the Cooey Island grade and up past right across from the Courtney grade on the other side of the road there is where we finished. All right, and so that's main work that's been going on. And one last photo of the progress. This is an aerial of Peterson Landing and the Peterson Landing boat ramp area. And if you notice in the water there, that little creek there is Blue Creek, and where the boat ramp was. And we've got that line you see there is actual double what's called turbidity barriers to keep any disturbance in the silt and all, part of the pollution control, the best management practices during construction. And so that's been going on, including preparation along the Peterson Landing Road. Main efforts been going on. That's the activity. You remember when we started the project back in January, it's very wet. We've gone from very wet to very dry, as you know. We started out in some wet areas, had trouble, and moved to dry areas. That's the areas I've been talking about. Now that it's dry, we're going to be moving back to wet areas. So once we're wet, to get them finished, you guys do construction, you know how that works. And so things that will be coming up here very quickly is we are mobilizing right now to do what's called the Jack and Bore under US 19. Within the next month, we will actually be boring under US 19 and connecting up with that pump station site. We're actually going to start at the end of this week and into the weekend. We're going to be going underneath the river up close to US 19. We're going to make installation under the river right now in the next 2 weeks. Following that timing, we'll actually move and do a second river crossing. You know, we have another river crossing kind of northwest of the golf course, southeast of the city spray field. We'll be going under a river crossing there. And we actually we're going to reverse course along Hampton Springs. Instead of keeping going the dry direction, we're going to start heading back down towards the intersection there with Hicks Fish Camp and all, and go move back on where it's been wet to get that work done. And so you're gonna see some shifting in direction right now going forward. Preparation of the Peterson Landing Road is almost done, and we will actually bring in an additional pipe crew to start installing pipe in the Peterson Landing Road here within the next 2 weeks. So kind of a shifted activity back to areas that previously were wet, and stay on track with compliance. We will go under Puckett Road in the near future. Don't intend to impact traffic in whatsoever on that going under Puckett Road. We will have eventually a brief detour by when we go across Golf Course Road here later in the summer. And kind of as a segue there, I want to thank the guys sitting back here in the back. Hank him and Kenneth have been excellent support and work and helpful on the project, and we continue to thank all the staff on the work. We've been very appreciative. So, gives you a quick update. Can I answer any questions anybody has, or add anything to that? Yes, sir.
One question.
Yes, sir.
Does the contour of the pipe follow the rain?
It does. No, we're actually following the contours of the terrain. One of the reasons we have that pump station is it's going to be a low pressure but force main rather than a gravity flow in general. Yep.
Any other questions?
It's
Your deepest point, again, 1250.
deepest point for the
Pipe.
pipe. To be honest with you, down there at Peterson Landing at the very end, going under, the places under the two river crossings and actually at the diffuser at the end, that's your deepest point where you're going under things. And we're actually going very deep under US 1998 too, and frankly, part of that is we are accommodating if there was ever a widening in the future of that road, we're already deep enough for that widening for a future.
Now, you cross the Sonoma River twice.
Yes, sir.
You're digging out the channel, or you go bore under the river?
We're gonna put a culvert pipe in the center of it to transfer the water. We're then going to do a coffer dam. We're gonna bore under through that coffer dam, lay the pipe, and then pull all that back out is what we're permitted for. Yeah. Okay.
Any other questions from the board? If not, I would like to say thank you for being so diligent and keeping us informed and keeping the public informed. We appreciate that.
Yeah. We appreciate the staff. I want you to know they've been very helpful to us. We want you to know they are very supportive of us. So, thank you.
Thank you for saying
Appreciate
that.
it.
Thank
Have a
you for
good
being
evening.
here.
And welcome to Kerry.
Quick, Elijah.
Kid Lighter, close enough, thank you.
Next, we will go to 10A. The board to consider approval of Elks Club request to hold Flag Day ceremony on the courthouse steps on June the 14th, 2019 at 9 a.m. as attended by Mark Riggins, tax collector.
I'm not your tax collector, I'm here as the Elks Club member. Flag Day, they would like to use the front steps, Jefferson side, which nobody uses, as you know.
Yeah.
And hold the ceremony. Should take about an hour, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Good.
That's okay with you all?
And no problem.
Motion to approve.
Hold on.
Want to do it the whole time? Sure, you want to sign it tonight?
No, you weren't on the agenda when I got here.
June 14th, can you get it to me before then? Man, great. Thank y'all very much.
Okay, so we have a
Yes,
motion by
ma'am.
Commissioner Page, second by Commissioner Moody. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. General business, number 11, the board to consider approval of 2 appointments and 2 reappointments to the Taylor County Development Authority CCDA board as attended by the county administrator. Y'all will look in front of you, there is a ballot, and you will fill it out, number 1 is the best choice, number 2, number 3, and so on. 5, and then, pass it down to Mr. Bishop.
I have a question. So, is this stuff that you just voted for?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure you've got a list of the whole policies and stuff. If you're not voting for one, then you don't put a number on it, or do you put a number on it?
Say rank them all from 1 to 10.
That's what I did. I put a number on every one of them.
You did, okay. Well, I'm getting a calculator out.
And let us know when you're ready.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And we'll come back to number 11A. The board to consider approval of request to advertise for the sale of the old hospital on the govdeals.com auction title with Pensacola County Administrator.
If you recall, at a recent workshop, it was discussed that the staff to move forward with the sale, the proposed sale of the old hospital through govdeals.com. Kenneth has worked diligently on this project with Representative Ms. Kurtz, and would like to just request permission from the board to move forward with the posting of the sale. Kenneth, can you?
You're gonna need the link because that's their main site there.
Okay. All right, we're having some technical issues. Kenneth, do you think you could just run through some of the information with the board for the public while we work on trying to bring the link up?
If you recall when this Kirk came, basically what it is, these are the various categories. Ours falls in the real estate category, which is on the bottom right. What I did is they sent me a form and required that I give them basically everything I could about the physical hospital site, the size, the type of building, things like that. I went out last week and walked through all of the buildings, the pictures inside, outside. It's quite a site. Took, I think, 48 different pictures. I'm not sure will help the sale, but you had to be honest about it. So anyway, I went through and I categorized each of the 5 buildings that are on the site. I pulled the information from the property treasurer, so we give them the square footage. We've made reference to the city of Perry zoning issue with respect to where the hospital is situated to give them allowable and non-allowable uses. We've also given them the current property prices printout where they can go through and see valuations to kind of come up with a price for the facility. And the only thing that we have left to do, I sent it to the GovDeals people on Friday. She sent me a message back this morning that I need to get with Ms. Amy May, and she said she wanted me to tweak the language a little bit in the removal section of it because we wanted to be a little bit more clear on what happened post-sale as far as we gave factors with respect to the cost relative to the tax deed as well as the recording expense and just did it as factors, but I think she's wanting to know our estimation as far as timeline between when the deeds would be prepared once we actually accept it, things like that. So I think it's minor tweaking. Once we do get the link up where you can see it, and I thought maybe she sent it to you all last Friday, so hopefully you got a chance to kind of look at it and peruse it. That's the non-live section, so once we finally say, which I told them I was planning to do that tomorrow, is that once we do that, she will then put posting dates on that. That would be presumably starting tomorrow. And she asked how long I wanted to do it, and I said, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks, 2 months, something like that. Thinking about just the enormity of the building and people coming down to take a look at it. She said they're typically geared to do it for a maximum of 4 weeks. I said, well, let's start there, and then if we see promising responses, maybe we'll be able to commit a sale, and if we don't, then we'll revamp at that point and see if we want to do something different. if you look at it, if you see anything in there that strikes you as, hey, why don't we say this, or maybe we should say this differently, let me know. I'll hold off until like lunchtime or so before I call her, if y'all wanna try to give me some information tomorrow. If I don't hear from anybody, I'm gonna assume silence is golden, and I'll move on.
I have a comment, mainly for the public. There is a commission involved.
There is.
But the buyer pays it.
That's right, and in one of the sections in there, what you'll see is, it was in reference to the recording expense as well as the taxes on that, and the buyer's premium, which was the added after the cost of the road. So the amount that they actually did, that is the amount that Taylor County will receive a check for. The additional expenses, closing as well as the buyer's fee, are all post that. That's in addition to the purchase price.
Does the county need to have it surveyed and,
No, ma'am, what we did is I went through and I gave the parcel information, and then I used the reference to the lot block system of the, I think it's Peacock Highland subdivision. I also included as an attachment in there the overall aerial view, and I boxed that area out that we are selling with the red rectangle that we had used to discuss before, and gave an acreage there, which I think is like 5.6 relative to the overall 8 acres. Excludes everything from that right-of-way that's on the eastern border and the health department.
In other words, the tower is not in it.
The tower is not in it. What we are doing is, just as we had anticipated early on, was we are anticipating a purchase price that will include sufficient funds for removal of that tower. That's our hope. And what it's kind of structured, we put it in our bid solicitation at the minimum that we had to require. The way it works with this online auction is it's called a reserve. So we have that number that's there, but it's not publicized as part of the solicitation because it's in some target offering. She said that the byproduct of it is they usually limit the buyer activity because people just sit and watch until it gets to that point, and then they'll submit it. So they don't disclose that amount, but we tell them that, and it's on the back end, so that they know, okay, well, if it's reached this point, it's an acceptance by the buyer, or by the seller.
What's opening bid price? Is it 20?
Yeah, no, I think it's 25 in increments of 5, because I think that's like the largest bracket that they have for, the typical for real estate.
Well, one of the bids we got on moving the tower was 30, and I have got a bid down to 15. I have got a company that will remove it to 15.
Well, let me clarify, when I said 25, I meant $25. So that's an opening bid. Your number that you're talking about is 1,000. The tower removal was just over 30 grand for the one for hospital, and it's just under 30 grand for the one for power source.
In other words, the bid is gonna start at $25.
That's right, and then it ramps up after that 4-week time frame. That's right. They don't apparently put, you must start off bids at $10,000 or something like that.
In other words, one person bid on $25, they get the bid.
No, sir, they don't. As I said a minute ago, we put a reserve on that. So if it comes back and it doesn't exceed that reserve, then we reserve the right to reject those bids.
So you're gonna hold it to the point, reject the bid up to the point where we can take care of the tower, and
That is what I stood here long ago and told this board that was what we were gonna do. That's the way we structured the bid solicitation, that's the way we're structuring this. Not
what
doing anything different.
what about the time limit on doing the repair?
I don't know.
Is it gonna be a time limit once they buy it, that they got to clean it up and start the repair on it and finish the repair?
I don't know that, I guess the board could somehow, structure something in the post-sale documents that puts obligations on them once it becomes theirs. I don't know how you would do that, but me would think that once you go through the closing aspect of it and they become the owner of it, that's it, that's the end of our involvement. I don't know that we have any control past that point in time.
Well, in the past, I heard Ms. Siegel say that we wanted to make sure it was brought to a certain standard and we have some control over what it's gonna be. I remember the Stigler said if you didn't want a halfway house there, crossing the constituent for her over there.
Well, I'm an engineer and my attorney is sitting to the left, and if there is a way to do that, I'm sure he will assist with that, but I'm not sure how we would impose that obligation post-sale.
We,
Do you know how?
What you could put in the advertisement, you could put that as a condition of the advertisement of the bid, that the, prospective purchaser agrees to within 60 days, clean up or whatever the board decides, the purchaser to do, that'd be part of the bid.
and we could have control over what repair it went to too, for instance, putting a roof on the old structure and things like that.
You make a list of those type things that you as the seller want the prospective purchaser to do, and then you could put it in the advertisement. You follow what I'm saying?
I do follow what you're saying, but my personal opinion is that the more owners you make it beyond the sale, the less likely you're gonna be able to sell it.
You ask that.
I do, thank you, sir.
I wanna make sure it doesn't get bought for a cheap price and then sit there for another 15 years just like it is now. That's my whole thing.
I understand, sir, and I appreciate that, and I know that I believe the original thrust of us even entering into this was to make sure that we are able to, or to attempt to remove that liability from the county's responsibility going forward, and that we felt the best way to do that was to offer it up for sale where it could become more of a productive facility. And that to me is, let's sell it to an interested buyer and allow them to develop it consistent with the allowed development opportunities within that City of Perry land use zone. And if something is outside of that, then that is something for the City of Perry development to address. Anything other than that is obviously acceptable, or else they will change the land use.
Well, at one time, we had a gentleman ready to pay for it and take the tower down. His attorney approached us, I hope he'll be interested in bidding on it again.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Commissioner Page.
If we,
That's just one last thing on that. And there was, and with Mark sitting behind us, we being Ms. Wanda and I, we did pose a question to the GovDeals to make sure that there was no violation of any agreement, that if we were to solicit locally, let the paper make local purchasers aware that this is an opportunity out here by directing them to that site. We can't run our bid solicitation concurrent with the GovDeals site, but we can let people know that this is an option that we can access it through this site. I think that's the limit of the conflict of interest.
my question is this: if we get a viable bid from GovDeals.com, we're not obligated to check that bid. We can reject all of the bids. For example, if we find out it's going to be something that will not be compatible with what we think is the best use of this property, it's going to be a house or whatever it is, then we just don't take any bid. Do we have that right for that?
You have the right to reject bids.
Reject the bid.
I don't think you have an obligation to qualify why you're rejecting. So if you have a personal reason,
Now, do they have an obligation to tell us what they're going to do with the property?
I don't think so.
What about paying them their fee if we reject it? Will there be any fees at the county?
No, because the sale wouldn't go through.
If we reject all the bids, this government entity won't take anything out of it.
My understanding, and the lady who stood here, she's come to us twice. Both times, the 12.5% fee is based off of the sale price.
And we just need to make sure, Mr. Conrad needs to look at it real close and make sure there's not a catch there for that 12.5% if we don't accept it.
We have it on record standing right here.
And we don't pay anything unless, my understanding from you were here before, that we don't pay anything until we get a sale. Then the buyer pays.
You don't even pay it then.
I mean,
The buyer
I mean, that's right, the buyer pays it, and it's in addition to what we get. We get, a certain amount, and then above that is what they pay for the commission.
Just using numbers, say someone goes through a bid and they bid $100,000. You are going to get notification that the bid is closed, we have a buyer at $100,000. Are you willing to accept that? Obviously, in this instance, we would say yes. Then, once that is done, they work on their end to provide the funds to GovDeals. We accept that. Once we are notified that those funds are there in GovDeals' hands, not the buyer's hands, then we can move forward with the closing. Not until. So we don't deal directly with the buyer until the point in time in which we receive the funds.
I understand.
And then the buyer, when they provide those funds, they are paying GovDeals the 12.5%.
That's right.
And then they run over to Miss Annie Mae and Conrad to finish the closing aspect, and they're gonna cut her a check for the balance of the recording fees and the documentary fees.
Right, and I understand that. I do want to say that no one here wants to see the sale of that old hospital any more than I do. It's in my district. It's quite an eyesore, and it could become more of an eyesore as time goes by if it remains the way it is now. And I am concerned that if someone bought it as an investment and they let it sit there for 20 years or however long, it continues to be run down even more. And then at some point in time, they decide, well, you know, I don't think we're going to do anything with this. We don't have much money in it anyway. And then you've got a nice neighborhood, you've got a nice part of town that has a really bad eyesore. So, I mean, I want to see the sale of it, but I am concerned with what I just said. If they bought it and left it there. I don't want to do anything that inhibit the sale, but yet that is my concern. And I have stated that before, that I am concerned.
What you said is you have.
And if I live right across the street from that hospital, I'd be very concerned, if it sits there 15, 20, 25 more years. What in the world is it going to look like then?
I don't think anyone wouldn't share your sentiment on that. But at some point, I guess, is where you wind up weighing the options, in that if you have an opportunity to move this from our fiscal responsibility, and it is to an earnest buyer that can only do things that are consistent with the allowable uses in that area, should you not go ahead and do that thing?
That's true, but there's no time limit though. I guess we could impose a time limit as to when they would do what they say they're gonna do. Am I missing something somewhere?
No, ma'am, but like I said, I would sit here, and the more I hear, it's like the harder it's gonna be to pigeonhole somebody into, I agree to all of these things, and, you know, I agree to a 10-year term, and I'm gonna have it as an operational office facility. I just don't, I can't fathom that somebody is sitting there chomping at the bit wanting to buy it, that would be willing to agree to all that stuff, unless, you know, if there was any recourse.
Well, it's a hard decision. Nobody ever said this was an easy job sometimes. But I do have to keep in mind, my constituents and other citizens in Taylor County, especially the ones that live across from there. I don't know what the answer is. I'm just stating my concern, and I guess I'd like to hear from everybody else, because this is something that we're gonna have to just say, okay, let's go ahead and, put the bid out there and get what we can, and they can do what they want to, or we're gonna have to decide, we're gonna put some kind of time limitation on the buyer, that they have to do something within this certain amount of time. Commissioner?
I will say that I agree wholeheartedly with your position and Commissioner Moody's position. and that we don't want that thing just to sit there forever. But I take some comfort in the fact that this building is in the city limits, and there have been other instances where the city's got stuff in place. I'm thinking of the Ken Smith building over here, I'm thinking of the old Western Auto building, they had these, and maybe the Peacock building, they had these things demolished. So that gives me some comfort. The other thing is if we get a viable bid, then we're leaving the county of a $700,000 liability to try to tear it down and remove that, abate that asbestos. So I'm willing to stick my neck out. Let's see what government deals can bring to us, because we had, ultimately, we had the option to reject all of these.
Thank you for making that point. I had not thought about the city, what they could do
Yeah,
to condemn it.
that can be our savior.
I'm okay then.
You okay?
Absolutely.
And if I may, I just wanted to point out that we can't show it to you on the screen, but as part of the bid document, there is a link to the city's zoning regulations. So that's something that someone can investigate before they even make a bid on this property, as they should. So we did that.
That takes care of everything. Are there any other questions or comments before I ask for a motion?
I wanna make sure we get that, all what we talked about straight before we give them the okay to put it on the market. I mean, you brought up the.
But what we just were saying, Commissioner, is that, the city, they have in place, an ordinance or whatever it is, that if a building does not meet their code, then they send letters and they do this, that, and the other, and they can condemn the building and have it demolished.
Okay.
So that's kind of my insurance that it'll be okay.
But fire needs to understand, that cost, remove that asbestos, and he needs to understand it from the city, needs to be claiming to him, I might have to pay $500,000 in a year if I don't have it, you know.
I think that didn't you say, Kenneth, one time that it's not our responsibility to, to.
What I did was in the information section, and you can see this if you look at the link, because that verbiage is in there, is that we offered to provide the information from the building and asbestos survey for that facility.
In other words, they don't
I
have.
put that in there. If they're gonna read it, they're gonna see, they got an asbestos survey on this thing, let me see it. They're gonna contact us. I didn't put it on there as a link. I made them, they're gonna have to reach out and say, provide this to us. And of course we will. But no, as I said before, when we were doing our solicitation, it wasn't something that we had to provide to them. But even in this original solicitation, we made it available for them to ask for.
Any other questions or comments from the board?
So, if I don't hear anything by lunchtime tomorrow with respect to having to change or adjust the verbiage in the link, then my assumption is that it's okay to go live.
Well, the item was the board to consider approval of request, so I was gonna ask for a motion tonight.
I'm willing to give you one.
Yeah, let's go ahead
And the only thing I was wanting is that if you wanted to look at it that last time, just to make sure.
I've read
If
it.
not, then I'm okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
I make one. I'll second the motion. Mr. Tiffany just made.
So we have a motion by Commissioner Gill and a second by Commissioner Page. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain.
Yes, sir.
I've only got 4 ballots, I need number 5.
Who didn't turn in their ballot?
Good about.
I think we got one working on one, right?
Okay. Okay. Then, let's move on then to item number 12. The board to further discuss Granger Bridge as agendas by Commissioner Murphy. And what I'd like to do, we have, 3 people from the DOT here, and, we have Ed Siebert, the Government Affairs Liaison, and we have Melissa Morgan and Ross Hammett. if y'all, any of you, or all of you wanna come and speak about this first before we get into it, Melissa, are you the one?
I mean, we're just kind of here to answer any questions, that anyone may have, so we don't really have any plans to speak about anything directly.
Commissioner Murphy?
Basically, by having a Department of Transportation there, having the question, we have a dilemma here where we're stuck in the middle of something where we cannot make a decision. I need to find out from the Department of Transportation, can we repair before we take the bridge? There's a qualifying bracket that says that, to my understanding, if we work on the bridge, it would remove us from a certain bracket that allows us to have a repair in the future. Now, am I understanding that correctly? If we repair this bridge, will it remove us from any kind of bracket to get us out in the future?
The way that it works on a coin specifically is the repairs that the county makes, unless you basically replace the bridge, we work with numerous counties to make repairs, and then we as an inspection that group are classified as temporary. That's the key thing, we want to make sure that we classify it, and I'm familiar with doing that, and so is our consultant firm. That alone, by doing that, will allow the county to make the repairs that you feel that you can afford and need to make, but also keeps the bridge on the replacement list. You know, because right now, it's resubmitted as a candidate for the replacement each year. We don't know for sure what year it will become funded. It's because it's put back in the pot and shuffled around each year. It's kind of, you know, up to the formula that we use, whether it can be funded or not. So if you, the county, decide to make repairs, we will work closely with everyone to make sure that, you know, what you actually do is going to be considered temporary and won't remove it from that list.
So there will be no state money involved in this repair yet?
There are options for the county, if y'all wanted to, through the STOP program, I think, that you could use, if you wanted to put in as a candidate. But again, it's something like this, y'all familiar with STOP, the PRAP program. You have to put it in as, you know, this is our priority, this is what we want to do, and then it's kind of put up against other projects. Same theory as what our bridge replacement goes. You potentially could not get the funding that you requested. But that is another option that the state does have. But as far as our bridge replacement program, this is the only option available to the county, unless y'all decide to just completely replace it yourself.
I can't see why in the world anybody would want to take the scrap and stop, funding. When we already.
2 or 4 years before you get that.
Yeah,
It's a 5 year.
it's still waiting to see.
It's a 5-year program. It's the same as the bridge,
Yeah,
I mean, it's a 5-year
it's still wait
program.
and see, and then it takes down the road that we, well, yeah, but I guess my question is this. I was the commissioner when we replaced the Donaldson Bridge in Shady Grove. And I remember a delegation coming and speaking to us, and so we've inspected this bridge, and we see where it's gonna need to be replaced within this amount of time, 2 years or whatever it was. And so we had a decision to make, if we were gonna let the state replace that bridge, or if we were gonna do it ourselves. And at that time, they said, well, if you do it, then our money goes away. So we opted to let the state do that. But we had a little bit of time. In this case, first thing I know, we've got a closed bridge. And I don't recall hearing anything about it a year or two ago and saying, look, we got a problem here and this is going to happen. Is that not the process that y'all use anymore?
Yes, ma'am. We've been inspecting the bridge since the original construction, and we provide the inspection reports to the county. So they've been giving the conditions and the work order recommendations of the bridge, what the inspectors think needs to happen out there. So we've been conveying it through the inspection reporting process on what needs to occur. And we understand that the county last year, we sent the county numerous bridge deficiencies on other locations, and, you know, it wasn't just Taylor County, numerous counties with all the flooding and everything. So we understand through the years, budgets are limited and everything else. So, you know, we don't really pressure the counties understanding this need until the bridge gets to the of like where it's at now, because that's when we have to start monitoring and reporting to the federal government, you know, this is the condition of the bridge, and this is the things that the counties have done to make the repairs.
Is there any way that FDOT can expedite this process for us? Because to me, it's obvious that we would like a nice concrete bridge that you're expecting. Now, a little bit more money than we do. So is there any way that you could expedite the process?
Unfortunately, at this point in the game, there's not. Because of the way that the system works, each year, what it is every bridge, off-system bridge, is put into the system, basically, and it's put up against a formula which takes into account the condition, ADT, all kinds of different, the functionality and different aspects of the bridge. And then once it puts up against the formula, it basically runs these numbers and comes out with a rank on it. Then the federal government gives the state of Florida X number of dollars each year. Well, off the top, we have to take out what it costs for us to do the inspections and load ratings and different things that's required for the bridge, or for all of the whole state. That comes straight off the top. Anything left is what's used to do the bridge replacement. All right, so what they do is they start with bridge number 1. Say you got $20 million. Okay, it's going to cost me $3 million to replace to replace bridge number 1. There goes that. Next one, $5 million. Take that out until you run through your money and then you draw your line. It's that simple, I guess you could say.
And that's every year.
Yes, ma'am. You do that every year.
You don't hold your place in the line. You have to start all over the next year.
Right. I will say this. If, for instance, for example, you all have a bridge that gets funded this year, say on 361, okay? And as a county, y'all decide we don't want 361 replaced, we want Ranger Drive replaced. If that happens, we can look at trying to do a swap for the two, but that would be at the county's discretion. We have done that in the past, but that's because 361 was funded this year. It has to be something that was funded in your county this year.
Okay, so obviously then, DOT doesn't see this, I guess, as a critical situation, because I understand when you don't have funding, we all understand. So if you thought, I'm assuming that if you thought it was very critical to that community, perhaps something else, you might could do something. If you don't think it's that critical, then
I can't say, because it's owned by Taylor County. You know, the state's not going to come in and tell Taylor County what to do with their infrastructure. That's just not how we conduct business. So for us to come in and do that would kind of be us tending to your business.
but you could close it.
Yes, ma'am. By the federal government, we have the authority to close the bridge because of unsafe conditions at the structure itself.
Okay.
I'm gonna defer to Mr. Thomas speak first, but I do have an idea I want to share with everybody. You want me to go first, I will.
By all means.
If you disagree, you do this.
By all means.
Now, I've studied Ranger Bridge, talked to citizens down there. Somewhat, more than somewhat familiar with our budget constraints that we have and our needs with our road department. If we do, another wooden structure, took the whole bridge out, put in another wooden structure or even a concrete structure, then, as I understand it, we've taken away our opportunity to get the nice concrete bridge later.
Yes, sir.
So I understand that part, I think. Now, have seen photographs that Mr. Dickerson provided for us of some massive timbers. I'm of the opinion, though I'm not an engineer, that the county can do what you referred to, quote, as a temporary repair, which may last until we can get the state funding. And that's the direction, unless some of you all convince me otherwise, that I'm going. Mr. Mooney has a lot of experience in construction. And we know the cables are rusted out. Well, they make stainless steel cables. And you can do some repairs there, I think, and open the bridge back up.
Well, and I'll make a suggestion, Mr. Dudley, we work with him extensively, and he's done a great job with all your other bridges as well, but your Sister County, Levy County, they've done extensive work on several of the bridges, and creative, innovative techniques, to do temporary repairs to some of their structures. So Alice Lalonde, or Casey Duquette, they might be a resource that you could tap into, especially from a cost standpoint.
Yeah, well, we have the best engineer.
Yes, he is very good.
He's the best, and, he's been here a long time, and I am gonna ask him to come forward because I am of the opinion that we need to follow what our engineer suggests. He knows what he's doing, and so, right now, I'm not for spending any local taxpayer money on a bridge for a temporary fix when you all are offering a nice fix. Unless our engineer comes up here and convinces me different that we need to do this. Could you,
And I want to add something, that fix might come in 10 years, it might come in 15 years. We can't say it'll happen in 5 years.
we understand that there's still a way in and out. It's not like anybody is landlocked.
Right.
Okay. Kevin?
And let Melissa say it at first. Clarify, if you will, because we have made temporary repairs on bridges in the past, we've done some cut changes and things like that, just to literally do a temporary repair to hold it until the funding became available under one that was program. Temporary means one thing to somebody, it means something to a different person. So there's a lot of ambiguity into what someone may be thinking, this is what we can do and still be not jeopardizing our bridge eligibility, versus what I'm sitting there thinking, what I consider temporary. So this is the way we and I say Hank and I, looking at the bridge report, there is a serious structural deficiency related to both abutments. Both of these are translating into the water course, they're both going into the water lanes. There is a tremendous amount of structural decay and degradation on the abutment tiles that are below the water line. There is up to some places of 0 section remaining in the abutment wall. This is a major component of that bridge. It's the only component of the bridge except for a center bend.
Right.
So, what we hear is we can go back in and put a few more cables and just kind of pull things back up and everything's great, for the next 10 years. It worries Hank and I that if we go through there, in order to repair that abutment, I'm afraid you're going to have to replace that abutment, because there's nothing that's from the water line down that would be reusable. And I don't know how you could fix anything, temporary or permanent, without removing all of that. So our concern is if you do a temporary repair to that extent, one, we may cause more harm than good if we go in there and try to unearth that with the equipment loading and the disturbance. The second would be that if we went through there and what we considered a temporary repair, we embedded piles, new timber piles, and reconstructed the abutments on both sides of the street, protected it, backfilled it, and opened it back up. What is DOT's next action? Does that then get inspected? It also has to be inspected prior to opening for any traffic. And if it did at that point, you're going to reevaluate its structural integrity at that point.
Right.
So, we know what it is today because it's below a certain threshold that makes it a candidate. If we went through and did that, I can't fathom that it would retain its eligibility with that degree of temporary repair.
When you say temporary repairs, if you're leaving the existing piles and they're to continue to carry the capacity that they currently carry, there's some in there that's tiered and different things like that, then you install some supporting, like crutch vent piles or whatever, some people put in a full crutch vent, that you can put in some piles that would adjacent to the ones that are there.
and not necessarily compromise what's there right now, that would be considered temporary. And then if you're reestablishing your abutment, you still have your existing vent tube that's in the water with piling and the conditions kind of like what they are. So there are things, like I said, we could work with if you wanted to look at options that you're considering, that we could say, okay, yeah, this would still be considered temporary, because within the reason of taking out all the piles and all the abutment work and everything else, then you're basically just doing the temporary work to get it back open to traffic.
Well, we know that the existing piles that are at those abutments now, they were set to review. There is no embedment in the rock whatsoever, and I think that's why you're seeing some of the translation. I couldn't in good faith go down there and just build something behind those piles and walk away from it and consider it to be a suitable repair. It would have to be structurally shored up on the water side to make sure that what we do doesn't just fall right into the water. So I'm having a real hard time understanding how I can get to the temporary classification with the extent of work that's going to be needed to just make it safe. Because it's been at a 3-ton rating since 2011.
Correct.
Okay, so to get it back up to where it should be, the 10s and so on, actually 10 was the last, so it was like 17 and on up. I don't see how that can be achieved without rebuilding that abutment with sufficient embedment of a vertical pile that's going to support those abutments from moving into the park course.
Are you, and without going through like an engineering process and seeing, you know, yeah, you don't really know, you know what I'm saying? And that's why if you feel like that's what you need to do, you know, if you're leaving the existing piling in place and you've got your abutments and you're just taking out the walls and cells and reestablishing that, that would be considered temporary to get the bridge back open to traffic.
But the wall is the abutment.
Right, but what I'm saying is you would reestablish that, because I think what they're talking about is some of the cables, the drawbacks are broken or something in there, is what we're thinking has happened. So you to reestablish that, you're gonna have to excavate every bit of that and reconnect it.
I know.
And then to your piles, if you use new piles, you're leaving the existing ones, and then put in new piles and reestablish that. What I'm saying is, if you're leaving in that existing work that's there, and you're reestablishing the bridge from a temporary, get it back up into vehicular traffic, and that's where we would do.
Is 3 tons. Anything less than 3 tons, then we
I know you want to
utilize
raise
that.
that.
Yep.
So you don't necessarily have to get it back up to where it's not load posted altogether.
The other thing you wanna consider too is, you know, you're gonna be back here in 5 years.
Okay.
You know, because if the repairs you make, is it gonna support it enough, or are you gonna continue to deteriorate, and you're gonna be right back here in front of everybody trying to get the money or whatever to support it? Because I can't tell you when the state's gonna fund it. I wish I could.
Exactly, well, you know, I have to trust our engineer, and if he doesn't feel like that he can safely repair this bridge without doing certain things, I don't think he'll do it. And I would support that, whatever he says, I support.
And just to clarify, what I am saying is that I don't see how we could safely repair it to a point that it is, in our opinion, safe for vehicular traffic, without getting it to a point that it is no longer structurally deficient. And the byproduct of it being no longer structurally deficient means it is no longer a candidate for the federal bridge replacement program.
And that would cost us about
Yes, ma'am.
money to do.
It's a couple $100,000 just to replace it as a timber bridge.
That's a
It's $2
lot of
million
money
to
for
replace it as a concrete bridge.
I can't go along with this when it's not, nobody's landlocked, everybody can get in and out, and it would be a convenience to have it. I can't.
And I always say
taxpayers
that
do
we met, because it happened to be the normal bridge report cycle, which is typically a 2-year cycle. And we did ask one question, and I haven't heard back from them yet, but we did ask if they would look at the load rating analysis and kind of break that down to a pound per square foot capacity of what they see there. Because if I'm not mistaken, the last analysis was done in like 1990 or somewhere around that time frame, and it's been recertified. They said they were going to look at doing that, or at least discussing if there was an expense, they would notify us. If not, they could get it to $1 per square foot. per square foot. That would give us at least a starting point to where we could consider it, okay, it is acceptable for pedestrian loading. Not vehicular, but pedestrian. Because we all remember the discussion was that when the storms are approaching or imminent, the general practice is to relocate all of your vehicles up to the 17th or the higher ground, and then they walk back in case they need to hurry up and get out without having a vehicle to worry with. That seems a plausible option, and that's also something that I think we could say, okay, we're at a carrying capacity of 200 pounds per square foot, we only really need 90. Let's look at it every year and make sure it doesn't degrade anymore, up until the point that we're able to replace it. That satisfies the community's need for that secondary foot traffic avenue, but still is financially responsible and doesn't jeopardize our eligibility.
Okay, and you mentioned, road superintendent Hank several times, and Hank is here. Hank, I'd like to hear what you have to say.
I'll discuss it with him, I'll tell him everybody knows, there's quite a bit of deterioration. Below the water line, that bridge is continuing to be on the slow side. It would take a substantial amount of money to get that bridge back up to standard for the vehicle traffic. It's something I can have to discuss.
Richard, did you have something else?
I've got two figures floating around in my mind from a previous meeting. I was under the impression that maybe the chip repairs were less than the number I heard tonight, which is 200,000. Am I confused here?
The 200,000 I threw out was to replace the bridge in kind, so it put a new timber bridge there.
Did you ever put a number on what it would take?
We only did 3 options. The first was removal, and that was to
That's
remove the
50,000.
structure, that's correct. Put the bank back to a stable condition, 50 grand. To replace it is a timber bridge, very comparable to the condition or the configuration that it is today, $200,000.
And to go with the
And
concrete?
then the last one was to leave it on the bridge replacement program, to replace it with a concrete structure, a span structure, very comparable to the Donaldson Bridge, but also a little smaller size. That's a $2 million.
What would it cost to bring this bridge back to the pedestrian use without removing it from this?
If we could go through, and what I would do is to at least make an attempt to see if we could reestablish the dead man pipe, the cabling. If we can do that with limited equipment interaction, not getting the excavators up there next to the buttons, then, I would say that as a way to leave it safe until it is a 5, 6, 10, whatever year window for ultimate replacement. I would still love the CDI, or the Certified Bridge Inspector, as well as the engineer of record for them to come back and say, we feel, based on what we see, the capacity remaining, that it has a safe loading rate of 200 pounds per square foot. We know the code loading rating for pedestrian traffic, so if it exceeds that and stays above that by a safety margin, then there's no reason pedestrians couldn't go across that. So hopefully after this meeting, Ms. Melissa will still make contact with Ayers again, and I expect a phone call probably tomorrow, and then we'll see, is that a possibility to perform that determination, and if it is, then, we'll present it back to you guys and say, look, hey, let's leave the vehicular obstructions there, but it's okay to open it up, and in the meantime, Hank's crew's gonna work on reestablishing some of these dead men just so it doesn't degrade anymore. That way, the current structural value of it is it's still in a dilapidated condition. I mean, don't fool yourself when you see high water, because everything below the water is bad. Then that still retains that eligibility, and that's what I think the douche are, from a stewardship standpoint, that is the best option for safety.
Any ballpark idea of what that may cost?
That cost would be minimal outside of just because we would do it through a force account. I mean, it would be a force fee, and we do it in-house. Cabling, presuming that it's nothing more than that cable, it was a steel cable that rusted, busted, and then, allowed this. So what we would do is use a stainless cable, obviously. We may have to, we might could drill in and reuse the existing dead man, hopefully. If not, maybe we can go behind it, put another dead man to keep them moving in. Part of the expense, I think, would be the labor effort and the cables. $10 grand, maybe, something like that.
Okay, well, that's reasonable.
Now, I've got to ask this question. This is where I thought I was going in my early discussion, is with the cable. Through the existing upright, it's still told it's not put one back. If you're talking about getting the load where you can walk across, why can't you get it where you can drive a car across, or a truck across?
Because you already have, the piles that are supporting the vents do not have sufficient capacity left to do that. If you'll,
What if you stuck another one down by?
and sitting right on top of that vent is a timber that's supporting the runner, supporting the deck, that has huge areas of decay right above these piles. And I wish that you guys would take the opportunity, it's very boring to read, obviously, but the bridge report, I'm sorry. The bridge report, they've gotten to a format now that they are very, very meticulous. And they break it down into the various elements of the bridge. And I went back to and reviewed it again before tonight's meeting, of course, and over and over and over, you start seeing, it's not just pile 1, 2. It's pile 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 3, 1, 3, 2, and it's like, holy cow, it's every one except, 1 or 2 here that's got issues in it, and, you don't see that type of stuff unless you know what to look for. And when you see it in a dry condition, and the guy's got his hammer stuck in the end of the pile vent that's sitting on top of the piling that the runners are sitting on that's supporting that car when it drives across, you don't want to drive across it.
That's why the state closed it.
Well, and there's,
That's why they closed it.
there's a Florida Administrative Code specification that outlines what it is required to become a CBI or Certified Bridge Inspector, and it's not John P. Public off the street. I mean, you have to have a 5-year worth of experience in doing this just to be considered for that.
Okay, I gave my best shot.
Well, where I am, I'll just go ahead and state again, I'm okay with you, coming back and, talking to us about this, the repair that would allow pedestrians to walk across it, and the figure that you threw out, and I know it's ballpark, seems reasonable. And as you stated, and as I've heard, some citizens state before, when there's high water, they take their car down the road to higher ground anyway. So being able to walk that would be, something that I'd be willing to, go for if it was not, no more than basically what you said. So that's my position.
As long as we're not taking off the eligibility of activity state and repair this bridge in the future.
Right.
If we make any repair for vehicle problems, it's gonna take us off that track.
Hold on, and that's where I'm saying, I think, he's hearing one thing, and you're thinking another thing.
Yes, if you go in there and you replace the bridge, yes, you're doing
And
that.
if we temporarily bring it back to vehicular,
Right, which 3 tons is vehicular, and that is no emergency vehicle, that's just your standard passenger vehicle.
so the cost is probably gonna be the same to bring it back for pedestrian versus vehicle.
No, sir, no way.
You don't think it would bring?
I do not.
Thank you.
Melissa, am I wrong?
I'd have to look at it, I know we went several years, but there's extensive work that has to be done.
There's a very
to it,
work,
yes.
I will go through it by element, and, educate me on what it is that I start seeing 50% capacity remaining. I see 0% section remaining. I can't equate that to a vehicular capable structure. And when I hear temporary repairs, I truly think of something temporary. Okay, let's fix some of these dead ends. Or let's fix a pile in there. I don't start thinking about let's replace. Even though we left it in place, let's put all new pilings here that are sufficient to support a new abutment wall and replace the top caps because the ones we have are taken. That to to me is not a temporary repair, it becomes very permanent. And that's what worries us, is that, you know, and I'm sure you are very willing to push the word temporary as far as you can. But the long and short of it is, the fact is gonna wind up, when that CDI walks out there and he starts going through these elements, he's gonna say, low hazardous capacity, the overall structural rating is X, all right, we're above that threshold now. That's what I worry about. Because I don't wanna see us jeopardize that for the sole purpose of a presumed safety aspect, when, in the long run, I think it hurts.
So, is the board, willing then to, let our engineer come back with?
We're gonna follow up with the DOT structural engineer to determine the loadability of the bridge in its current capacity. In addition to that, we being Hank and I, we will go down there and try to look to see what work effort it will take to at least reestablish those dead man tiebacks. So we will take those two efforts, here in the near future. As soon as possible, I guess.
I think that's what we need to do, let them, with the structural engineer, Kenneth and Hank, get the state and see can they bring the simple, you know, and I keep getting $10,000, $20,000, you know, because of the last four states, we get the accepting state. I like to see those across that bridge and use that bridge like it is, but at some time, when it's not safe, it's best to do what we need to do. And if you remember now, they built a brand new bridge down in Miami, and the whole bridge collapsed. You want, no, engine won't put that, with that P, you want to stick it on something that's not right. A lot of people not want to do right, want to do right. And God, God has things to do.
And I will say this, as far as the, looking at it from a pedestrian facility, that is outside of the scope on this, so that'll have to be, I will get theirs, and they will call you tomorrow. But that will be outside of the scope for this tackle here.
And that's fine. I am completely fine with accepting responsibility when we receive that load capability from AIR to make a determination of it is or it is not acceptable for pedestrian traffic. That's fine. And you're right, my steel is my responsibility because they take my house away. It's not your house, it's mine.
But
I
no,
think
I know
it
you're
very
not
seriously.
gonna do that.
No, ma'am, that ain't worth it.
Okay, everybody okay? All right, thank you very much. One thing I do want to say too, to Mr. Ed, Seifert.
Yes, ma'am.
I have read the emails back and forth between you and our county administrator, and I just wanted to give you a little history. Ed Sheffield is a dear friend of mine and his wife. And when I was on the city council, I helped build our Veterans Memorial Park on Jefferson Street. And Ed Sheffield was the first person that I approached and told him about the idea and would he like to be on the committee. And I mean, he didn't even have to think about it. He immediately signed up. And it took us about 57 years to do that. We raised a lot of money. And Ed Sheffield was always there. He went out daily on those and he got contributions. Not only that, he was down there when there was physical work to be done. So, James Lee and I decided that I would bring it before the board to name the Ethan Center Bridge in honor of him. To me, he's a veteran. I can't say enough about Ed Sheffield. And I just thank y'all so much for what you've done to help us to name that bridge in his honor. I spoke with his wife the other day, Mr. Sheffield is in the VA, facility in Lake City, and he's been there. He gets to come home now and then when she's able to take care of him. But she told me, she said, please don't let them, schedule, putting the sign up without, checking return in to make sure it's not too hot. She would prefer not to do that in the middle of the summer heat. Yeah, and so and I told her, I would be talking to you and others, and, that we would, speak with them when it's a good time for them, and work with you, and I feel like you'll work with us on that.
The process now is, and you get the same sort of monitor, you can let those have to, at the time of the government, install that side of it. So we're gonna manufacture the sign, that's being done now. It takes us about 3 months to get it built. It won't cover the sign. It won't be. And we can set a repair money whenever we can get it done. I think right now it's way too hot. I don't want to get there and sit inside, I can't leave all the heater for another family. So we have, it's up to you all.
Yeah.
We'll go, install it, it's there, like on anywhere. You see our sign is brown and gold.
Yeah.
It's there. So,
Good.
let's work on the fall, I think, what are you doing? I have 5 more times for the brand new district, so I'll take over the well.
She would prefer the fall, for, so it's more comfortable. So, I'll work with staff, our administrator, and with
If you
you.
can find out, looking at where to have ceremonies or spots for parking, and some chairs. So I can bring you a PA and a generator, so I can bring. So it's up to you to plan most of it. So I'll help you any way I can. So we can,
Have you
where,
seen the location?
I have not seen that location.
Okay, there's a little park there, and, it would be, we can,
Yeah, you don't. Well, here's the thing, you have to have the bridge, but what I'm not gonna do is bring 2 half-size versions of those lines. Do it with the camera, talking to the vendors. So, because again, this is actual structure, well, it's not on the highway, you can just, we do all, we do all, we got half trucks on the highway. So we're very flexible, what do you do anything from my office? I'm in people, veteran, I'm on winter.
appreciate it so much. This is
You
really
know,
important.
bring the parking, do it for us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all all being here.
Oh, thank you all, thank you.
Appreciate that, we've known that a long time. We requested a flag that flew over the Capitol to present at that dedication, so flew it over the dedication, Carson Neal done, he won't, but anyway, but we appreciate what you did, I'm related to as well.
Thank you all for being here, we really appreciate it. Yes. Yes. You want to come say something?
Well, I think the people who wanted the bridge fixed so that it would be traversable by cars.
You have a right to say something. You can speak for 3 minutes. Just state your name and address.
Gail Digger, 426 Station Drive. One thing that you do consider is that this isn't just a regular neighborhood road. This is a place where during her meeting, it was 5 feet deep. And there are people out there who live there permanently who wake up to that, and they lose their cars, they lose their vehicles. My neighbor lost a motorcycle in that. There are 2 ways out. There were, and now there's 1 way out. I have had the road blocked before and couldn't get through there before, and I could back up and go turn around in my driveway and get out and be safe. I am just telling you, this is not a normal situation. And I think, what is a life worth? Really? Is it worth $200,000? What's it worth? And where's that other bridge that you might, is it still drivable? In 5 to 10 years, we have to wait? That is what Mrs. Morgan said.
She's not sure how
Well,
long it's
she
going to take.
told me that it is very hard for these bridges to be funded. There are the smaller bridges, although they are working, and they're wonderful people. I appreciate their help, and I appreciate each and every one of you as well as, Rwanda. But consider. This is not normal conditions. Hurricane season started on the weekend. All of these people have said this could be, we've gone under and we've examined it. My husband's a professional engineer. You could repair those bulwarks there, you could repair those walls and tie back into the dead end, and you would have a drivable bridge. I think you need to reconsider it. I think you need to think about, I know that Sean cares about this, and I know Mr. Dent cares about life, and each one of you do. It's not a normal situation out there. In Hurricane Michael, we had 2.5 feet of water, deep water out there, and so I think you need to reconsider, and you need to think about what is important. Maybe you could use some of the money from that hospital sale or something. I think this could be the kind of money that you want it to. And that's my opinion, and I thank you for your consideration.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
We're going to drive back out and have this finish. Anything else before we drive on that? Thank you all.
Thank you.
Y'all go ahead.
Okay, thanks. I feel good about y'all gonna fix this bridge for us. I just know you are. You're gonna do it. It doesn't cost all that much to fix it. And they've got good timbers under that bridge already. 10 by 12. You can't hardly get 10 by 12 timbers cut anymore. The trees aren't big enough. But I feel good about it. We've been going down there for 50 years. My dad built a house there 50 years ago. He built it on ground about 3 feet up. We've been through 2 hurricanes. The first hurricane, we didn't have any insurance, flood insurance. But the second hurricane, we did. And so we took the money that we got from them. It wasn't enough to lift the house up, but I put some more money in. And it's a good house. It's going to be there for a while. I hope it's 10 feet up in the air. So I just know that y'all going to fix the bridge. It's a good investment because you don't know when they're going to give you a concrete bridge. They make promises. Promises can be broken very easy. So y'all work it out with Mr. Dudley. I just know he's going to come up with a good answer because the DOT engineer he'll work with you if you just listen to it. Thank you very much, and I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you.
We've got the county ready for the CCDA applicant.
We've got 3, Don Everett, Wallace Holmes Jr., and David Beecher. And we've got a tie between Alan Doline and Melissa, can you pronounce that one? Kowalski. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to vote on those 2 for your 4th.
Give me the names again.
I'm gonna hand them to you. And you're gonna have a new ballot, and you got. Here's what we did. Everybody understand what the ties are? 2.
Yeah.
Everybody got that? No.
Alan and Melissa.
We're gonna have a ballot for their name. Yes, sir. It's without, what now? Alan and Melissa.
Alan and Melissa.
Yes.
We're using the 1 and the 2, right?
Yes, sir. Okay. There you go.
There was a tie between Alan Jordan and that one.
time.
You can't even get moving.
Sir? Yeah, you're all mixed up. You're giving different names. Well, I didn't say that. Well. Yeah. You got some more? Well, you get them out, I'll get the names for, Sarah. I thought they were blind.
You were trying to say smart.
Okay. Alan, look.
Now from this side. Now from this side.
That's not mine. Oh, item sign? This is, I had somebody else, I voted somebody else's ballot. That's not the way I voted.
It's all right, I got a new one for you.
Right? And I did sign it. Right. You say, where that other, you was what? But there's somebody else's name on that.
Sometimes it is.
All I've got is 3 out.
Every now and then.
I've got Thomas's, I've got, Sean, and I've got Pam. I've got Malcolm.
I turned in two.
Too many times, those things. Make sure it's fine.
Somebody else's, not his.
I'm gonna, jump down to item 14. The county administrator to discuss informational items. Are you ready? Okay. And we'll come back to, the other one.
I just would like to update the board on our drought index. I'm sure everyone's noticed that it has been very hot, and we have not had rain in quite a while. The current drought index is at a 552, which I understand means it's dry. However, the extended forecast is calling for rain next week with this tropical system that we have. So I spoke with the fire chief today. He advised that we have 3 active wildfires that are not related to yard trash. So he felt like, after conferring with the Division of Forestry, that the call volume does not justify a burn ban at this time. We will continue to monitor daily, and we will keep the board posted if that meets your approval.
It's my turn. I hope we get that right.
Yes, sir.
But no storm.
Also wanted to take the opportunity to update the board that the solid waste project that we are working on, Gary will have updated fee schedule at the next meeting. We are working on that. We've spent quite a bit of time on budget preparation the last couple of weeks, so we plan to bring that back to the board at the next meeting. I met with Conrad and we discussed our current ordinances and what would be required if the board wishes to increase any of the fee structure. I will say that I've also been looking at the number of assessments that we currently have, and I was quite surprised to discover that the hunting camp assessment coupled with the RV assessment total more than 2,000. So I'm going to assume that originally maybe we did not have as many hunting camps and RVs as we have now. Correct. So, just something for the board to consider as we move forward. we have greater than 2,000 dwellings that are paying a third, that's a substantial amount of funding.
That's right.
So we will, just something for you to keep in mind. And then I'm assuming that, Conrad, do you need direction from the board to prepare a resolution or an ordinance regarding the solid waste fees? Or do you wish to bring it up at the next meeting?
I think you need to bring it up to the next meeting, and of course, when you do it by resolution, push them up to the ordinance, whenever y'all want to do it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's both RVs and increasing, both can be done by resolution.
Yeah, we checked on that 3 or 4 times to make sure. Where you,
For the board's information, I have a grandson whose wedding is the 15th of June out in Mississippi. It's on Saturday. And the board meeting we're talking about would be on Tuesday following. The wife and I had planned on spending 2 days, so I may not be here. But I trust the wisdom of these 4 folks. But if you, that's too tired, that's the way let you tired. Don't tell me not to go.
Or we could wait until the next meeting.
Well,
We don't want to leave it out, but.
I mean, you all make this decision.
We can wait until the first meeting in July.
Well, it might be smart, listen, if I weren't here.
You're gonna be all right.
Anyway, you want to do it, I just go ahead and tell you that my plan is, I'll not be here. I'll be here in the North Alabama Mountain Meeting. So when you run down.
I also have received some correspondence the last couple of weeks through Scott Frederick, and a developer for a couple of projects that we have ongoing, that they would like that if the county would consider changing the process, with the language of the ad valorem tax exemption, they would like the board to consider to allow for reassignment in the case of sale of the property or the addition of a subsidiary. They are not asking for a vote at this time, but I did want to notify the board that there have been some discussions about this topic, and I was spoken with Conrad about it. I would love for him to weigh in on this topic.
oh my goodness. That ordinance was passed, this is on this, apartment.
Prospect Park.
All right. They don't own the land, they haven't formed an LLC, and now they want to change the ordinance. I'm very unhappy.
Me too.
Yeah, me too, same here. They can start over when they come
That's
here and
right,
they get some.
that's where I'm at too.
And I think that, you hear from them, but you're probably gonna wanna repeal that ordinance.
And just for the board's information, I will say, that the city does allow what they're calling a reassignment, in cases of sale of the property or forming a subsidiary. So they have asked us to follow the city's lead on this. I understand.
Not interested at all.
Don't want to hear any more about it.
No.
I haven't got that yet, the duty to move folks up.
When you tell me that you don't even own the land, and you haven't even formed, and then they wanna form another LLC, but they wanna wait, and then you do the ordinance all over again, it's sort of like, just,
I don't have it.
getting the cart before the horse.
And I believe
That's
that.
my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, if when they've got something real and valid, come to us and we need to treat them just like we treat everybody else. We have a good process now. You know, you have to have 10 or more employees, you have to have an annual report to prove to us that you're doing that, and everybody does the same thing.
Well,
grant this condition that it possibly could affect the sale, the
Well, it
potential.
may.
Yep.
Well, what are they selling, they're all on the limit.
Well, somebody,
Selling our taxes just on the game.
I believe that this may be contingent upon, any, a pending tax exemption. It was a concern that the sale may not go through, and Mr. Frederick and the developers do not want to endanger the potential sale of this project.
And I have to say, I don't have that level of trust, and I know that this was presented, it seems like eons ago, and this project was gonna be started on January of 16 or 17, whatever it was, and they haven't done anything, but yet they're trying to
Lumber has been bought and stored,
try to be very careful what I say.
probably turned out to be up by now.
So, for me, I'm not interested in transferring anything, they need to go back the right way. If the sale was lost, the sale was lost.
I'm with you on that. They done, if they want, they got enough sense to know, if we would give them, if they come to us from the beginning, after they buy a thing or whatever, we'd give them a tax abatement if they guarantee us they're gonna do the job. So, I mean, that's a no-brainer. We don't need to fool with them.
No, and you know what, when we give these tax abatements, we're not asking for very much.
That's right.
I believe this particular abatement was a promise of 5 full-time
Well,
jobs.
that's not the way it is now.
Well, there is within the ordinance, if they're in an enterprise zone, which is basically
All of Taylor County.
all of Taylor County, within that ordinance, that exemption may be granted. Now, my understanding when I questioned that with the TCDA director, maybe there was a miscommunication, but he explained to me that the enterprise zone program was no longer in existence, and it's not. However, we are still allowed, I understand, to give ad valorem tax exemptions based on a geographical designation, not necessarily participation in the enterprise Florida program.
Well, you know, just look what that may snowball into, and what it could snowball into. And then at the end of the day, you've got your homeowners in Taylor County. Somebody has got to pay taxes. And if we're giving exemptions through this zone or geographical area, that includes a lot of people. The money's got to come from somewhere, and I'm not going to sit here and vote for something that's going to put it on the back of the homeowner to make up the difference. I can't in good conscience do that. I don't believe anybody up here could do that.
Well, I think one thing is, a lot of people still complain about $100,000 this Lord gave to that group out there at the mill where it was at. But you got nothing for it, nothing. And we hadn't gotten a report in over a year for what they can do.
Well, I
That's the
understand that.
or that's the other?
That's right, but they say they're just before this, they're just before this, they're just before. But, I mean, that's something that we, again, that's something that we've done. But I don't think this board would do something like that again. I think we have to have a lot more, information. I just don't see us doing that again.
Let me tell you something.
The runoff election,
Are you have 4 hours?
No.
okay.
Did you wish to say something about that?
Yeah, I was gonna say something about Terry Town Apartments that he, from the county that he went on the line for. He had to work it. I don't know how much they're doing, I see that quite a bit of work to get that. I also understand the rate went up too. The low revenue, you tell me that low revenue went from $150 by $500 a month. I think it's the vacancies out there, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think.
All right, well, listen, it's your fourth amendment.
Okay, so, we've got, Don Everett Jr., we've got Wallace Holmes, We've got David Beecher and Melissa, say her last name?
Golovsky.
Okay.
Is that pretty close?
That sounds good.
That'd be good.
Can I
Well, that
call
was
for a
the first
motion
more,
to
that's
include
good.
all of them instead of just one at the time?
Yeah, good,
Okay, is there a motion to appoint these four people that I just named to the TCDA board?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Page, second by Commissioner Murphy. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And we'll let them in tomorrow? Oh, okay, good, thank you. Now, we'll go back to item 13, under county attorney items. The county attorney to discuss the Florida Sunshine Law.
Just briefly, I can remember years ago, Paul Travis, who was the clerk over in, Lafayette County, telling folks about what we call the old sun law. It's the sunshine law. And it's pretty simple, but I think y'all know that I'm a pretty big stickler for it. And again, the most important thing is perception is so important, okay? So I'm just kind of telling y'all that, you know, to discuss what happens at the meeting, but I don't think we need to go and discuss outside, like on the sidewalk afterwards, and you might just be talking about who was at church Sunday, but somebody drives by, they can certainly have the perception that you might be discussing county business or making a decision, and your decisions are made in the sunshine here, you know, at the meeting. And you know that you go to the, you know, you're supposed to go to the ethics thing once a year or something like that. They're a little bit, I've been to one or two of those, and they, in fact that I had a discussion with the person that was giving it, I'm a little bit stricter than they are. Now, I'm not your boss, don't misunderstand me, but you're hiring me to try to help you. So just keep that in the back of your mind, you know, that perception is so important, and there are folks out there that would like to say bad things about you. And that's all I've got to say about it, you know.
This applies to boards too, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm talking about my
I'm talking
board.
about this board, but if you appoint a board, those boards should comply with
They comply with sunshine
sunshine
law.
law. I took a 14-year short course in it one time, so I know.
We sure appreciate you keeping us
These are straight.
straight in.
Yes, ma'am.
Like Commissioner Patterson used to say, keep us out of jail. I'm in first. Okay, item 15, comments and concerns from the public for non-agenda items. Anyone have anything they wish to come and talk about that wasn't on the
Richmond.
No? Okay, wow. Moving along to 16, more informational items. Mr. Moody?
Was talking to one about Fort Capitol paving project out there in the parking lot and all. And, they're gonna remove some more pine trees. There's one already dead out there in the field dying now, and they're gonna remove the one that's in the middle of the road. I sure hate to see them leave there, but we're gonna have to get on the project to go in there and get some more in the ground. We're going to build flower beds and put fence around them when everybody can run over them and keep something going. And there's long leaf seedlings available we can plant there. And she's got the Forest Service working in that direction, so I'll be glad to see that.
Me too.
Yeah. And, the generator is a blessing if we ever have another hurricane. If we need a place for people to put people in an emergency situation, they'll have a place to power. I'm glad to see it. And, it's a place that's finally cleaned up out there, and it's looking good out there at the park now. You know, we had issues in the past with it, but it looks pretty good. You know, I'm not proud of it.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Mr. Page?
I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. Staff, we care of this board, you're a great board to work with. And Kirk, you do a good job as always. Always value your advice, sometimes I don't follow it, but I value it. But it's an honor to serve, and I don't have a need, I need to bring to the Lord's attention, I bring them to their attention at the proper time whenever they're on my mind. We communicate almost daily about some county issue or other, but that's all I have to say.
I just want to bring to the council's attention, my brother West, Atlanta this weekend moved his son. And they removed some carpet out of the house in that cabin. He said he had a little 8x12 trailer. He loaded it up. When he got to the dump, it was $20. So, you know, there's no free lunch.
That's true. Somebody said that.
And sofa was $10, and that padding on that trailer was $20. And they went across the state. So we got $30 on 8 to 12. I mean, 7 to 12.
Thank everybody for coming today. Raise your hand, communicate with me. Roll. Hank. Dudley Daniel. Thank you very much. I hope everybody's ready to shout.
Ready, son?
I am. Thanks, y'all.
Bishop?
I think y'all do a good job. Thank y'all.
Thank you for
I appreciate it.
coming.
I'm not saying that as a lawyer, I'm saying that as a official.
Thank you, thank you. Staff? I've got anything? Anything else?
There's an economic development conference, sponsored by Duke Energy in Wildwood, LaWanda knows about it. I was registered, I'm not certain I'm gonna be able to go, it'd be good if the county had representatives there.
Where is that gonna be?
Wednesday from 9:30 to 12, it's sponsored by Duke Energy, it's a statewide thing that they promote economic development.
Yeah.
I may have,
I think you sent that out on the mail.
I may have, I've sent it to several folks trying to get somebody to go. I've got a conflict, but it'd be a good thing if somebody from Taylor County could go.
Where'd you say it was?
At
Wildwood?
Wildwood, LaWanda's got the information.
Okay, all right. I just want you to, if you will pass along to Greg at the sports complex. Every time I pass by there, I smile. It looks so good. He is doing such a good job out there. And just let him know that we appreciate that job well done. It shows. Florida Capitol Hall, air conditioning capacity. We had a little event this past weekend with a graduation ceremony. Has anybody had a chance to kind of evaluate that situation?
We called the company out to come take a look at it, just to make sure that we weren't missing anything. And I have not received that report yet, but in speaking with Lori, our interim county extension director, she felt like that if we have another event like that in the future, that if nothing else, we can turn the thermostat lower earlier in the day to see if that would help. I don't know if it was just the particular conditions at the time and the amount of people and all the doors were not closed. I'm not entirely sure, but we are working on that.
Well, the fact too that we are in extreme heat, you know, so I'm just, as long as we've got somebody that's kind of evaluating that, that's good. And, back to my question, to, Ms. Melissa Morgan, my questions were not leading to make anybody think that our staff, that our current staff has dropped the ball on that bridge in terms of, it being closed. Can you comment on, perhaps where these reports went?
I will not copied on them, I would have to, I hate to put this on the spot.
Yeah.
That's fine, just over a year ago, I spoke with Mr. Lake about the condition of the bridge, and I'm bringing that as far as we.
Okay, okay. So we did our part, and the ball was dropped somewhere, but, okay, I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, I thank everybody for being here, appreciate this board, and it's an honor and a privilege for me to serve. If nobody has anything else, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.